In order to understand harmony, it's a very good thing to transfer our knowledge from the fretboard navigation course over to the keyboard. You can by all means understand harmony from the fretboard, but it's much more inconvenient. And the keyboard isn't all that difficult to understand. So what did we learn in the fretboard navigation course? Well, first we learned about musical directions, and that we say that as pitches moves from dark pitches toward brighter pitches, we say that the pitch goes upwards and vice versa. And upwards motion on the keyboard translates to moving from left towards the right. So the further to the right we get, the brighter the pitches. So, and then we learned about half and whole steps, and where the half step is the smallest unit we have for measuring distances between notes. And a half step, as we remember in the fretboard, that was moving from one fret to the next fret. And this translates to moving from one key to the next key, regardless if you're moving from a white to a black key. So a half step from this note, a half step up from this note will be moving to the next, this black key. And a half step from this note will be moving to this white key here. So it's regardless of whether you're moving from white to black or from white to white. The next key, in short, that's a half step. And the whole step, as we remember, was 2 half steps. So that logically translates to moving 2 keys. So if we are, let's say, on this particular key here, a whole step will be a jump over that black key and moving to that key there. And if we were to move from this key and go a whole step up, we would end up on this black key here. So that's about half and whole steps. And then we learned about the stem notes. And the stem notes are as simple as those are the white keys. So the white keys are simply the alphabetic letters A to G. So if you know what one of them is called, you will know that the next one upwards will be the next letter in the alphabet, and the next one to the left will be, the lower one will be the previous letter in the alphabet. So and when it comes to finding notes on the keyboard, our visual clue are these groupings of first 2 black keys and then 3 black keys, 2 black keys and 3 black keys, 2 black keys, and so on. Each repetition of these patterns are octaves. And we started out with finding the note A in the fretboard navigation, and the note A is located in the upper space between, in the 3 grouping. We got 2 spaces. So it's located here between the what I call the upper space of the 3 grouping. That is an A. And every key located in the upper spacing of the 3 group is an A. So, and then we also learned about flats and sharps, and these are the black keys. So if we take this A here and we move 1 half step up to the next black key, we have an A sharp. Sharpening, as you might remember, was moving a note a half step up. So we have an A sharp, and we will have a flat here. There. And as you also remember from the fretboard navigation, the flats and sharps can have at least 2 names. We could also look at this A flat could also be looked upon as a G that has been sharpened. So this particular note here is an A flat or a G sharp, depending on its context. And but then there is a specific thing about the keyboard navigation that you need to know, is that on keyboards we group the octaves. We say that the octaves start with the note C, instead of, as we did in the Fretboard navigation, we started from A and discussed the notes from A to A. But the convention here is that we start on the C. We say that that's the start of each octave. Each octave starts again. That's the start of the next octave, and so on. And there is actually a good reason for this, but it's at where we are right now, it's not that relevant. But as you get into more complex harmony, you will see that the reason why the starting point is the C. And that is what I think you need to know in order to start learning harmony from the keyboard.